Hello, my dear Leos. Let's see what the cards have in store for you for the upcoming month. So we have several things here. Some of the things that you will be ending, and that will happen with the new Wheel of Fortune. Well, that indicates you're going to be done with the old self, the old life, the old job, employment, business, relationship, and you're going to move on to something better. And that person that will help you, the catalyst of sorts, will be the King of Swords. Someone who is logical, reasonable, a person of authority. Definitely someone who has a lot of power and influence. And this person is going to guide you into something really great. So in order to have something wonderful, have something great, we need a major change, a major shift to occur. And that will happen with the Wheel of Fortune, which is the beginning of something new, an accomplishment, definitely an unexpected opportunity as you're leaving something, or maybe relocating to another place, maybe traveling somewhere, or maybe finally residing somewhere and you're starting new. This person will definitely gonna give you an opportunity. You initially think that things are not great because you're ending certain things, you're done, emotionally you're done and you're ready to move forward, but the moving forward happens unexpectedly with the presence of a King of Swords. So my dear Leos, some new opportunity is coming your way. This is really exciting. Let's see what else the cards have in store for you. So we have the Empress, wow, the Five of Cups, and we have the Lovers. Very interesting. So, of course, the Lovers indicate, for those of you who are in relationships, right, it indicates unity. It indicates being together in a relationship with someone who you care about, right? And this individual is someone that you see future with, right? So a lot of positive things. But initially we see Five of Cups, which is indicates kind of disappointment, regret with maybe particular situation. Remember, we had an earlier card over here, right? We had a card that indicates basically the end of something. So there's some kind of regret. Some kind of regret that is going on. But the Empress and the Lovers are two amazingly positive cards. Both represent higher arcana cards. The Empress represents beauty, nature, abundance, love, laughter, happiness, and the Lovers, the intimacy with somebody else. So initially you're regretting your old life. Perhaps there's a moment of despair, a moment of uncertainty, regret. But remember, we also had a Wheel of Fortune and a King of Swords. So the fortune may come unexpectedly when you meet someone, perhaps someone new into your life. Comes a person and changes everything for the better. If those of you are in a very stable relationship, perhaps that indicates just more security and more stability from someone in your world. But either way, we have the Lovers and the Empress, which is one of the best cards out there, indicates unity, happiness, abundance. Everything will go well as it should be. For some of you, would be meeting a soulmate, right? For some of you, just accomplishing exactly what you wanted, getting that support from your partner if you are in a very committed relationship. So something is changing, something is getting to a place of unity, to the place of happiness, and we do see intimacy here. The Lovers do represent exactly that. Intimate relationship, intimate partnership, intimate interactions with the other individual, and a great deal of abundance and happiness. So this regret will be temporary. And look at this. We have 10 of Cups, which represents happiness, family, finally united, being very positive in your outlook, being very like ready to move forward. Of course, we do also see the, as we see 8 of Cups representing moving forward from maybe material accumulation and seeking meaningful goals, goals that will bring you victory, goals that will bring you happiness. And it does, because we have the happiness of the family comes from moving on, right? We have 9 of Wands that represents strength, resilience, that you are having to make decisions, and those decisions are not easy decisions. You are moving forward through difficult times, but there's hope and encouragement that you will prevail, you will do well. So perhaps there is, again, we had a completion of something, being over and done with this particular situation. And then throughout the other decks, we have almost similar representation, because I like to mix and match. So we have similar representation of the earlier cards, that in order to have that happiness, right, the way that I'm interpreting these cards, in order to have abundance and family abundance and happiness, we have to move away from our old self, our old life, that maybe financially you had money, but it was all very surface. There was lack of meaning. There was lack of meaningful relationships in that old life, and you're starting new. And yes, emotionally there's some maybe regret, but you will be able to overcome it. So be prepared to overcome any negativity, because that will happen. But remember, my dear Leos, you are very strong. You're capable of creating your own life, your own journey, and happiness is right there. Happiness is right there. So let's see what else the cards have in store for you, my dear Leos. Let's see what else the cards have to tell us. Okay. So we have the Knight of Wands, we have the Moon, and then we have the King of Wands. Wow! Okay, so yes, there are people in your lives that are playing a significant role. Wands represent fire, passion. Wands definitely is a very powerful suit associated with very willpower and strength. A lot of fiery elements indicated here. Very powerful cards. And we have Knight of Wands, and we have a King of Wands, and we have the Moon. Very interesting. Let me start interpreting this for you. So obviously, you might be going on an adventure of sorts. You're going to be very enthusiastic and very eager to start your journey. And you're kind of like, okay, let's put our heads together and let's do this. Okay. The King indicates someone who is passionate and mature individual. So it could be a new employer, perhaps a new partner, business partner. But the Moon is a duplicitous card. It indicates not everything is clear just yet. There's certain things that are not yet you are aware of. So the Moon card represents wait, pause, reflect. Not everything as what it seems. It's still very foggy and lacks clarity and lacks an understanding, a deeper understanding. The Moon, for some of you, may also represent pregnancy. So my dear Leos, be cautious, right? So we have 2 very powerful cards, maybe a very powerful individual telling you, hey, there's this wonderful opportunity. We would love to have you on board. We would love you to be part of this project or part of this organization. But my dear Leos, you have to just wait it out. Identify your pros and cons, identify what's the best situation for you, because behaving in a hasty way may lead to not necessarily the best outcome. So I would encourage you, my dear Leos, to take a moment and reflect. Let's see what else the cards have in store for you. Okay, yes, so we have someone might not be necessarily honest with you. You're working very hard. And again, we see a card that is part of Four of Cups, right? So we see cups come up quite a bit here because obviously you had a lot of experience with perhaps financial stability of sorts or some kind of stable relationship, and now everything is different. You're moving forward and you're feeling depleted, perhaps a little bit depressed, perhaps unmotivated. That may happen, but you're continuing to work on what you feel is the best option for you. Be careful of someone lying to you, because I do see that when it concerns money, employment, even I know that we have Eight of Pentacles here, but I do encourage you to take a moment and reflect, because Eight of Pentacles is wonderful. It's about you're trying to kind of isolate yourself and work on what you need to do in order to put in money into your bank account or address your bills or whatnot, but you're definitely working or maybe completing old projects that you were meant to complete before you move forward. Be careful of someone who might be lying to you, someone who is not completely honest with you, because Seven of Swords indicates deception, right? Seven of Swords, this card right here, indicates deception. Someone is not completely honest. Someone may be telling you something for their own gain, and you might be at a disadvantage. So whatever you're putting financially in or the project you're completing, make sure that everything is on the level. Okay, everything is on the level. Let's see what else the cards have to say. But it seems like the same theme over and over again in your cards. Let's see what else is going on. Okay. All right, wonderful. I'm glad I pulled another card so you, my dear Leos, can see it. So it does seem to have, you have a relationship, or you had a relationship, and there's some kind of situation where you're battling something. So for those of you who are in the process of a divorce, okay, you are going to get an outcome out of this, and the outcome is going to be a splendid one. Okay, do want you to pay attention to these two cards. Okay, so, and we have courtship, high honor, message, and sun and wealth. So as I understand these cards, I see them as either you're in a relationship where it will lead to some kind of conflict. So again, for those of you who are battling legal situation with your significant other, you will be receiving a positive outcome. It will be a good outcome in your favor. If this does not apply to you, then what I see is that you may be in a relationship, and somehow this relationship leads to some kind of tension, or the tension will be resolved. That result will be amazing for you. You will definitely have money coming in, and it will be more than you ever expected. Let's see what the oracle cards tell us for you for the upcoming month. I'm using the Sacred Forest Oracle. I love these cards because they give this just an additional information about you. And we have Sanctuary, a beautiful card. It represents safety. It represents idea that you're going to be in good place. You're going to be feeling like you are safe. Right? We have beautiful trees around you, animals around you. And so how do we understand this? We understand it by knowing that you are in a good place. You are in the place of where safety entails. It's kind of like also important to understand to take time to practice patience, right? Practice extreme self-care, protect yourself from less than positive influences in your life, right? Remember that you had to deal with a lot of negativity earlier. You were dealing with being done with something. So perhaps, again, I keep going back to these initial cards. Just want to make sure you see them. Oops. There we go. Your initial cards here is that we had you being done with something. You're officially done. And then we had the Wheel of Fortune. So overall, all of these cards underline exactly what I read to you earlier. And so you will have a great deal of fortune. You will. Again, different deck indicates the same thing, but the cards also encourage you to seek shelter internally, seek a place where you can feel at home, whether it's physical or emotional. Be away from physical possession. Feel that you need rest. So perhaps the cards letting you know that it would be ideal to go on a vacation. It would be ideal to go somewhere where you can just relax and be alone and decompress and evaluate life from your own perspective, because amazing things coming your way. This was your reading, my dear Leos. I hope that all the positive things will come true. Please let me know in the comments below how these cards play out for you. Bye-bye for now.